Alright friends, welcome back to Josh's Life with Plushies. I have with me here a returning friend today. We have Groot in the Big Feet Plushies. And for those of you who might be seeing him for the first time, or for those of you who really just enjoy the plushie part of these videos, let me just give you a nice little close-up look at what he looks like here. He's got his little leaf sticking out, starting to grow back. This might be the baby Groot or like teen Groot stage. His stomping root feet. The bottom. What a cutie, right? So here we are today in the Protecting Rights in Canada gallery. Hopefully that comes out on video, we'll see soon. But I figured I'd show you around to some of the exhibits here on level 3. This is where we stopped, ended off yesterday, so let's show you a little bit of what we have here for content gallery on this level. So come along. So one of the very first features that you'll see when you get up onto level 3 here is the debate circle. Try and get that into the shot there. You can see we have quite a few stations around the table there where guests can come up to one of those screens. They can select participate, or si vous parlez français, if you speak French, you can click participer. And then on 3 screens above the debate circle here, you'll see questions that pop up while we talk about a specific content here around the table, about a legal case here in Canada. So this one specifically has to do with abortion rights. And so you see the question up on the screen there says, does a law that forces a woman to carry a fetus regardless of their own priorities and aspirations violate her right to security of person? So these are some of the questions that our court would have debated or considered when coming to their rulings on this case. So if you'd like to join in this case, you can come on down to the museum here and participate. We can play that case for you as well. Most of the videos are about 10 minutes long, and this is one of the main features of this floor here. And the other feature here, let me take you to, is in our display cases here. Right at the edge of the ramp, when you come on up, one of the first things that you'll see is this display case here as well. And here's where we get a synopsis, or like a big picture view of Canada's legal system. So let me just go ahead and show you some of that. It says here 3 traditions that form Canada's legal framework. You have British common law. And British common law is the common law tradition, dates to the medieval period in England. This body of unwritten law is derived from precedent, which means that when judges make decisions, they are bound by previous court rulings. In this tradition, Parliament also tends to be the most powerful branch of government. And then here in Canada, we also have the French civil law. The civil law tradition has its origins in Roman law. It is mostly based on written rules that all must follow. In making decisions, judges examine facts and determine on a case-by-case basis whether the rules were obeyed. This gives them discretion in rendering judgments. And finally, we also have Indigenous legal traditions. Indigenous legal traditions existed long before contact with Europeans. Based on Indigenous ways of knowing, these diverse traditions are often passed on orally. They sustain community well-being by fostering good relationships between members. This makes individuals accountable to each other. And I just wanted to point out as well something interesting to note. We started off at that debate circle right over there. And one of the things in the Indigenous legal traditions was council meetings of the community that would gather together, and they would all gather in a circle. And they would debate the judgment on a crime that was committed within that community, all together in a circle discussing. And so interesting that we kind of have A little bit of a symbolism in that sense here as well. And then here in the rest of these cases, we cover some of the geographical maps and territories of some of the very first treaties that were created here in Canada between the colonizers and the indigenous peoples of each region. We also have some documents here as well. And a proclamation by the King declaring Canada's independence from Britain. We have here some evidence of early agreements made between the European settlers and the indigenous people. I will describe all of these images here shortly. So this very last one here is called Dish with One Spoon, Wampum Belt. It is a reproduction. And it says here, indigenous peoples have long had their own ways of recording agreements. Wampum belts are a tradition found in the eastern woodlands of North America. They feature beads made of shells that visually depict treaty terms. This belt displays a dish symbolizing the land, which must be taken care of and shared for current and future generations. And then we have this belt here, which is a 2-row wampum belt, which is a reproduction as well. And this wampum belt, among others, was offered by First Nations to British officials at the signing of the Treaty of Niagara in 1764. Britain met with more than 24 nations to obtain support for the terms of the Royal Proclamation in 1763. Depicting two parallel streams that never intersect, the belt symbolizes a peaceful relationship based on non-interference and the mutual recognition of sovereignty. And finally, a description of the system here. A unique and evolving history. Canada's legal system combines several traditions, both written and unwritten. These include Indigenous legal traditions, French civil law, and British common law. Together, they form a strong, flexible legal framework which provides essential supports for human rights in Canada. The legal system continues to evolve. This can be seen in the growing recognition of Indigenous traditions and their modern role in the Canadian legal system. So thanks for coming along with us and taking a look at protecting rights in Canada. And we'll catch up with you later as the day continues on. Alright friends, it is lunchtime now. We have paused to go and eat. We're going to show you that view of what we're having for lunch. It is our typical lunch. If you've been following along, you're aware of what I eat. I alternate only between 2 different lunches every day, at least for work days. And so today is the arugula salad, or the arugula bowl. It's got the quinoa, it's got the arugula, it's got basil, tomato, like the grape tomatoes chopped up. It has got the matzo cubes and avocado and quinoa. And the dressing is red wine vinegar, grapeseed oil, mustard, balsamic vinegar, and maple syrup for sweetening. So yeah, come along, see what we're doing for lunch, and we'll catch up with you after. All right, friends, we are home from work. We've had some supper, turkey burger and bean burger. So good. That bean burger always surprises me every time. Nice homemade bean burger. If you're interested, I can leave the recipe in the comments. Just let me know. And yeah, fairly decent day at work. We were a little bit busier than usual, but not by a terrible amount. And now, just finished having my nice hot shower, feeling clean, feeling fresh, and it is time to go to Costco to pick up the cake and head over to the location for the party, set up a little bit of decorations. So might show a little bit of that, but who knows, we're in a little bit of a rush, so we'll catch up with you later. All right, friends, last we left off, we were heading out to Costco, I believe, picking up the cake. We picked up the cake, came back, dropped it off, grabbed a few other things from Costco while we were there, some chicken breasts for the week, some maple syrup. We were running low. And then we went out to the location for tomorrow's party to do the setup and get everything ready. Definitely underestimated the size of the space and the amount of decorations, so that was a little bit funny. I'll see if maybe I can insert a photo. We'll just pause for a moment and insert a photo here. And yeah. Anyways, we've got some more decorations coming tomorrow with a few people who are going to bring a few extra things to just kind of fill the space a little bit more. And yeah, not too bad of an evening. Still pretty decent out there. On the drive home, the vehicle was reading 12 degrees Celsius. So a little bit cool, technically, but for the season, not too bad. We're doing okay heading out there with just a hoodie on, or depending what regions you're from, might be called something else. A hooded sweatshirt. Some people might call it a light jacket. But anyways, we are tired. It has been a long night. It's time to head to bed. And it has been a full day. Groot and I have had a pleasure going out and about to all of our different places today. And so we are going to call it a night, and we will see you in the morning. And until then, stay plushy, friends.